Welcome back. I'm Deborah, and this is the part when I usually say, and this is Bito. But I'm afraid today I have some bad news to share. I lost little Bito about 2 months ago. I know I should have shared it with you all sooner, but it was very sudden, and it was so soon after losing Boss. I just couldn't seem to share my feelings, and honestly, I didn't quite understand them myself. Of course, I knew they were both seniors when Mom and I brought them from Payson, and I knew that we weren't going to be able to keep them forever. But, it's really just not something that you think about on a daily basis. My sister was very ill and just beside herself with worry for her 2 bonded babies. And, I completely understood. We all know what a difficult time seniors have getting adopted. There are so many of these precious fur babies languishing in shelters everywhere, sad, depressed, and afraid. And we also know that a lot of them never really make it out of the shelter, sadly. And even though both of them were amazingly sweet dogs, Boss had a couple of extra strikes against him. He loved all kinds of humans, but I'm afraid he was not dog friendly, and on top of that, he's huge. So the chances of them getting adopted together, or even adopted at all, were really not very good for either one of them. By the time we got to Payson, Arizona, my sister was already in hospice, and both of her babies had been in her home alone. I was actually quite surprised at how well they were doing. There were so many compassionate people that stepped up to really help. In fact, the nurse at the doctor's office sent from her doctor was stopping by the house 2 to 3 times a day to feed them and check on them. So by the time we got there, they were really relieved to see somebody. And over the next 3 weeks that we were there, they seemed to know what was happening, and they seemed to know that we were there to help. So when she passed, my mother and I brought them home with us to California, not really knowing quite what to expect. From the start, things just fell into place. Bito and Boss walked into our house, and it seemed like they had just been there forever. They just melted into our lives. Gotta love seniors. They've been around the block a time or two, and they know what's important. They stole our hearts immediately and proceeded to share their personalities and made us laugh every single day. Bito was prone to zoomies, always after walk, and of course always after getting his bath. He also loved to din his blankets up. Sometimes he'd get himself so covered up, all you could see was his little nose. And of course, whenever I was home and not dog sitting, he loved to sleep with me, and I would make him a pillow den. He loved sleeping in the bed, a forbidden treat in his previous life. And speaking of sleeping, Bito was a world-class sleeper. Of course, lots of old dogs are, but Bito, he had a really good style about it. And if you just thought about peanut butter, somehow Bito knew. Oh, did he love peanut butter? And he would come running out of a dead sleep into the kitchen just to get some, and beg, hence the nickname Dancing Diego. Tick, 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 tick. He was hilarious. And of course, Boss, he loved peanut butter too, but he knew who the best beggar was. He just laid back very comfortably and watched Bito do his job. Whatever Bito got, he would get some. They were quite a pair, these two. That Boss. He was such a gorgeous dog. He was such a sweet soul, a gentle giant. I always knew when it was going to rain because Boss was afraid of water and thunder and rain. And every time it was going to rain, he would go back into my bedroom and get up against my bathtub and just tremble. So eventually, I discovered something that would help, and so we would make a tent, if you will, on the side of my bed every time, and that seemed to soothe him somewhat. And bath time? Yikes! It was quite an adventure. I actually did a video, there's a link to it, how to bathe a big dog who hates water. Classic. All in all, we got 4 years together. But you know what? It felt like a lifetime. It didn't feel like that short of an amount of time. It's interesting with seniors. They have this ability to share things so quickly and so fully of themselves. It's definitely quality over quantity. They know. Does it hurt when they leave us? Absolutely. And no more or no less than a dog that you've had for 15 years. It's the same hurt. Would I do it again? Absolutely. You can't imagine what a special and unique relationship it is between a senior and an adopter. There is nothing like it. They know. They really do know. And they will shower you with love and a devotion that is incomparable. You know, I have spoken with other dog lovers, and some of us agree that sometimes it feels like losing a dog, your dog fur baby companion, is almost harder to take than losing a human partner even. And I've always wondered why that is. While scrolling through a senior dog group I participate in, I found this amazing essay by Annette McGivney, How to Grieve for a Very Good Dog. She shares an intimate story of how devastated she was after she lost her dog of 15 years. And she also shares some powerful information on just why this is. And I've linked this in the description, and if you've lost a dog or if you have a senior, read it. It's really a fascinating, beautifully written article, and it does share some really great information about the reasons, about why we feel this way and how difficult it is to get through this. So now I have an empty house, and yes, I'm really lonely for them, but after all that has happened, I've decided to do something in their name, in their honor. So I'm going to really dedicate myself to helping senior dogs that have a difficult time getting rescued and or adopted, and try and help them find their forever homes. So I hope that you guys will join me and always watch the Adopt Me, Take Me Home series that I've just started, and share the videos, and maybe we can help some dogs that are really having a difficult time find a home, a forever home, a good forever home. That would make me happy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe. Still love to have people join our pack. We love people joining our pack. And I guess that's it. Till next time. See you then.